look, we all have an expiration date. And for me, I'm putting a lot of my soul into this business, and failures happen. There's always going to be bumps in the road. There's always going to be setbacks, but knowing that you've put so much into it and seeing it grow is why, at least it's my baby.
And I get that. And I was the same way. I don't refer to it as my baby anymore. I'm like, shoot like if the baby is not working for me, I'll go shoot it.
Building that list of this is what I really love doing, this is what I don't love doing, and finding great talent or whether that's a full-time employee or whether that's a contractor to come in and help alleviate you of certain tasks. That process has taken a long time. And I think some owners, I'm sure you talk to a lot of them, that it's hard to let go of that. If you've been doing those things for so long, it's tough to just let it go and trust.
Why is it hard for you?
For me,
why personally is it hard for you?
Yeah, for me, it's just hard because probably because, it's my baby, right? And you want to make sure it's done the right way and that it's done quickly and it's done to a certain level. And I've come to realize over the last few years that okay, it may not be done the exact way that I want it to be done, but then I need to do a good job or a better job of teaching and communicating and giving the wisdom that I have to the person that's going to do this task or the person that I've delegated this to, and letting them make a mistake and figure it out. And then we correct it and we get better, right? I think a lot of it was just hesitation for me because I just didn't want to let go. I mean, I think a lot of it's like when it's in your control, you don't want to let go of those things. So
tell me more, because I'm always curious when people refer to their business as their baby. Okay.
Yeah.
So why do you refer to it as your baby? And there's no right or wrong answer,
Sure.
But I feel I've gone through this.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people go through it. Why?
So I refer to it as my baby because before I had an actual baby, look, we all have an expiration date, right? And for me, I'm putting a lot of my soul into this business. I'm putting a lot of my energy, a lot of time into this business, and failures happen, but also working really hard to become a success, and seeing it. Like there's been moments where you can kind of step out of your body and look at what you've built and be really proud of it. And I think that's, for me, even as a parent now, it's like, it's great to see my daughter, right, like has done something, and you can be like, oh, that's amazing. It's a great feeling to see that you've put something together and it's flourishing and it's successful. There's always going to be bumps in the road. There's always going to be setbacks, but just pushing through that and fighting through that and just knowing that you've put so much into it and seeing it grow is why, at least it's my baby. So
yeah, I always see, and I get that, and I was the same way. But when I sold the first agency, I felt like I sold my identity, right?
Yeah.
And I referred to my agency as my baby. I'm selling my baby. Yeah. Like I kept, right? Like I'm like, how can I sell my baby? Like, right? Like, and I put so much of my kind of how people see me in that world versus what I learned many years ago, like afterwards. That was kind of like an alter ego.
Yeah.
Right. Like I needed to put up like an alter ego of going, I'm not an agency owner, because like if I go back and saying, oh, I'm an agency owner, I don't have an agency. Well, then I'm nobody.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Because I think when we say it's my baby, I always felt like I was always making an emotional decision, which always made it harder for me in order to scale the agency.
Yeah.
Because when I sold my baby, right, I remember I was like, I felt like I taught it as much as I could.
Yeah. Right.
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 Versus realizing, because us as owners, there's a threshold that we'll reach at every certain time. And then that business won't grow past that. But what I didn't realize was I needed to ask the right question. I needed to ask, kind of, and I've been talking more and more about this on the podcast just because it's so true. You got to ask yourself the two who's. Who can help you, and who do you need to become in order to move up?
Yeah.
And once you can do that, and then you start taking out and not making personal, like really kind of emotional decisions within the business, then the business can, continue on to build that legacy that we all want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we want to do great work. We want to affect people. And a lot of us, if we're really honest, we're like, we want to take the credit for it. If you think about it.
Sure.
But when you start realizing that really doesn't matter because people don't really care about that, you can make easier decisions going forward. That was my biggest holdback when I look back at the first agency, even when I started growing this business.
Yeah.
I was like, it's my baby. I don't refer to it as my baby anymore. I'm like, shoot if the baby is not working for me, I'll go shoot it. It's like, all right, and go do something else. Yeah. Like there's no emotional tie to it. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you want more content like this, make sure you click on the link on the screen or check out your most popular podcast platform where the full episode is there. And until next time, have a swank day. What are you doing? Go check it out. Click on the link. I'll see you soon.